What you're about to hear is not fiction. This is a true story from Los Angeles. I received this story from someone who used to live alone, or so he thought, and these were his words.
I used to live alone, or at least that's what I believed at the time. 3 years ago, I moved into a small, quiet apartment in a city where I didn't know anyone. It was my first time living completely on my own, and honestly, I was excited. New job, new start, new life. The place itself wasn't anything special, but it was peaceful, and that's exactly what I wanted. The landlord mentioned something when I first moved in. He said the apartment above mine had been empty for years. I didn't think much of it back then. In fact, I liked the idea. No noisy neighbors, no footsteps, no interruptions, just silence. And for the first few days, that's exactly what I got. Until one night, around 2:30 in the morning, I woke up suddenly. I didn't know why at first. Everything was completely still. No sound, no movement, nothing unusual. Then I heard it. A single, clear step, coming from directly above me. I stayed completely still, listening carefully, waiting for another sound, but nothing came. After a few seconds, I convinced myself it was nothing. Maybe the building settling, maybe old pipes, maybe just my imagination. So I turned over and went back to sleep. But the next night, it happened again. Same time, same sound. This time, it didn't stop at one step. I heard 2, then 3. Slow, heavy footsteps, like someone was deliberately walking across the floor. That's when it started to feel real. The next day, I asked my landlord if someone had moved into the apartment upstairs. He just smiled and told me no, that it had been empty for years, just like he said before. That answer didn't sit right with me, but I tried to ignore it. Over the next few nights, the sounds only got worse. The footsteps lasted longer, moved across the ceiling above me like someone pacing back and forth. Sometimes it sounded like something heavy was being dragged across the floor. Other times, there would be a loud thud, like something falling. And the strangest part was that it always started after 2 a.m. Never earlier, never later, always the same time. I stopped sleeping properly. Every night, I would just lie there, waiting for it to start. Until one night, I decided I couldn't ignore it anymore. I needed to see what was up there. So I got up, walked to the stairs, and slowly made my way to the apartment above mine. Each step felt heavier than the last. The building was completely silent, except for the sound of my own movement. When I reached the door, I noticed it was old and locked, just like before. But something was different. There was a faint light coming from underneath it. I just stood there for a moment, staring at it, trying to understand how that was even possible. Then I knocked. No answer. But immediately after I knocked, the footsteps inside stopped. Not slowly, not fading away. They stopped instantly. Like whatever was inside had been moving, and then suddenly froze. Like it was listening. That was enough for me. I stepped back and went downstairs without knocking again. The next morning, I told my landlord everything, but this time he didn't laugh. He looked confused and a little nervous. We went upstairs together and he unlocked the door. When we walked inside, the apartment was exactly what you would expect from a place that had been empty for years. Dust covered everything. Old, broken furniture was scattered around. There was no electricity, no lights, nothing that could explain what I had seen the night before. But then, we both noticed something on the floor. Footprints. Fresh footprints, clearly visible in the dust, as if someone had been walking there recently. My landlord tried to explain it, saying maybe someone had broken in, but before he could finish, we both heard it. A single step, right above us. We both looked up at the same time, and that's when everything became wrong. Because there was no floor above us, no second level, no attic, nothing at all, just the roof. I moved out 2 days later. I didn't question it, didn't try to understand it, I just left. But before I did, I left my phone recording overnight in the apartment. I needed proof that I wasn't imagining everything. The next morning, I listened to the recording. At first, there was nothing, just silence. Then, slowly, the footsteps started again. Clear, heavy, moving across the ceiling. And then, something else. A voice, very close to the phone. Whispering, "Why did you come upstairs?" I never went back to that apartment. But even now, sometimes, late at night, when everything is quiet, I still hear it. A single step, right above me, even when I know there's nothing there. So tell me, would you have gone upstairs? And if you made it this far, make sure you subscribe, because some stories don't end, they stay with you.